Coming up this week on News 30.
Police engaged in a 7-hour-long standoff outside of a home in Bethel, Oklahoma.
And one of the Shawnee fire station faces issues with mold. Stay tuned. Welcome to this week's edition of News 30. I'm Lindsay Skinner.
And I'm Jake Nelson. Last Monday night, police went to John Quinter's home in Bethel with a warrant for his arrest. Upon arrival, Quinter refused to exit his house, which led to a 7-hour armed standoff. The Pot County Sheriff's Warrant Team, the District Attorney Task Force, and the Oklahoma Highway Patrol TAC Team were called to the scene. Tear gas was used to remove Quinter from the premises. No shots were fired during the standoff. After Quinter was placed into custody, police found a variety of body armor, gas masks, and 150 pounds of tannerite, a powerful explosive collected over a course of a year. It was later found that Quinter was the suspect of last weekend's homicide in Bethel Acres. The investigation is still ongoing.
Pope Francis's speech to Congress this morning is being called historic. As the first ever pope to address a joint meeting of Congress, Pope Francis made a speech that leaves both parties challenged. Over the course of the speech, the Pope defended immigration, called for action to address global warming, and called for an abolishment of the death penalty. He also defended the traditional family and religious liberty, asking Congress to remember the value of humanity over money in the governing of this powerful nation.
On Thursday, the Senate Democrats rejected a short-term spending bill that would strip Planned Parenthood of federal funding for a year. Planned Parenthood receives $500 million from federal funding annually. The Congressional Budget Office said in a report on Thursday that cutting off the Women's Health Organization from federal money would increase public spending by an estimated $130 million over 10 years. Republicans are vowing to reject any proposal that includes public money and Planned Parenthood. That in itself has the potential for a government shutdown. Immediately after the vote on Thursday, Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell moved to try an advert of shutdown by filing a new bill that funds federal agencies but does not include Planned Parenthood provision. A vote on that bill could come as early as Monday.
After being arrested for bringing his homemade clock to school, 14-year-old Ahmed Mohamed has received support from all over the country. Ahmed was arrested under the belief that his homemade clock was actually a bomb. In response to the accusation and arrest, people all over the world have been reaching out to show their support for Ahmed. Using Twitter, President Obama invited the young boy to the White House, saying, "We should inspire more kids like you to like science. It's what makes America great." Hillary Clinton, Mark Zuckerberg, the creator of Facebook, and many others have also tweeted to Ahmed, some using the hashtag #IStandWithAhmed.
This week, the city of Shawnee is faced with some expensive decisions about Fire Station Number 2. City Manager Justin Erickson called in a request to have the building assessed by repeated issues with mold. The result was a 40-page report with an extensive list of concerns about the building. With issues from design to draining and anywhere in between, the city must now decide whether to spend an estimated $1.2 million fixing the problem or $2.2 million to rebuild the station completely. In the meantime, the station may be closed for at least a year.
Representative Steve Russell visited Oklahoma Baptist University this Monday. Reporter Reagan McGowan has more.
This past week, Congressman Steve Russell visited Oklahoma Baptist University. Russell answered questions from citizens about different policies and current events, including the possible defunding of Planned Parenthood.
These are not academic or political issues for me. I come to my views deeply through my faith.
I'm Reagan McGowan reporting for News 30.
After the break, News 30 takes a look at Oklahoma's teacher shortage.
And West Nile virus comes to Pottawatomie County next. Back to News 30.
This week, I took a look at the teacher shortage in Oklahoma. In the Oklahoma education system alone, since the last school year, 600 teaching positions have been eliminated, and 1,000 vacancies still remain. Does the fluctuation of the Oklahoma education system alarm college students pursuing a degree in education, or does it excite them to try and further the education system?
I'm not nervous at all, especially with so many openings coming about. There's no way that I wouldn't have a job.
With the 1,000 vacant spots in the Oklahoma school system, future teachers worry about the quality of education students in Oklahoma are receiving right now.
The only thing that scares me about it is that those positions won't be filled completely, but so many students are still graduating that it gives me hope that those positions can be filled and those students can still learn.
According to Taylor Melton, an education major at Oklahoma Baptist University, quote, when schools are left with unfilled positions or even hastily filled positions, it is the education of the child that suffers as the school is forced to make changes which would, in different circumstances, not be considered ideal. Where the quality of education may be a concern of future teachers, future educators like Beth Clark see the need and seek to fill that need.
Especially inner city, I know there's a huge need there.
Student enrollment in Oklahoma is growing and positions are needing to be filled. Facts show that Oklahoma needs quality education and future teachers agree. I'm Lindsay Skinner. News 30 will keep you updated on education in Oklahoma. Hewlett-Packard employees. Nearly 30,000 Hewlett-Packard employees will lose their jobs within the next 3 years, according to the technology company's executive chief. The cut will come after a previous layoff of 55,000 employees and will cause the company to lose 10% of their workforce. The employee cuts came as a result of the company's upcoming move to split into two separate publicly traded entities this November. One company, HP Enterprise, will focus on hyper-growth businesses in cybersecurity, while the other, HP Incorporated, will specialize in slower growth items.
It's time to break out the bug spray, Shawnee. Pottawatomie County Health Department has officially confirmed the county's first case of West Nile virus for the year. Last year, 18 cases of the virus were confirmed in residents of Oklahoma with no deaths. That number has doubled so far this year with 42 total cases and 3 deaths. For information on symptoms and how you can keep yourself and your family safe, you can visit Oklahoma State Department of Health website at www.ok.gov/health.
This week, the city of Shawnee has been offering citizenship tests for those wanting to become full citizens.
News 30 reporter Ty Henson and Nick Dingus went out on OBU's campus to see how well Oklahoma Baptist students would do on the test.
How many U.S. senators are there?
101.
You were one off, 100. I was really close. That's the closest so far. The House of Representatives has how many voting members?
523.
Close.
28?
435, but still, you were up there in the numbers.
I'd be about 100 off.
What are the two major political parties in the United States?
Republicans and Democrats.
Nice. All right. There were 13 original states. Name 3 of them.
Georgia, New York, and Connecticut.
Very good. How many years does a president serve per term?
4 years.
Nice. All right. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution?
The Bill of Rights.
Awesome. How many amendments does the Constitution have?
42.
27.
27.
When was the Constitution written?
I know it was like actually ratified in 76, but it could have been 75 when it was actually drafted.
All right, the Constitution was written in 1787. Didn't even know that one.
Speaking of American politics, Donald Trump will be speaking at the Oklahoma State Fair tomorrow, September 25th at 5:30 p.m. Although the State Fair charges for admission, this event will have no additional charge. Coming up next on News 30, Emma Patton has this week's weather.
And reporter Nicole Smith goes to Dawn's Plants to learn about the Junior Service League's pumpkin decorating fundraiser. Thanks for tuning in to News 30. Now here's Emma Patton with this week's weather.
Thanks, Jake. Well, Shawnee, happy second day of fall. We had a pretty nice first day of autumn, but it doesn't quite feel like fall yet. Let's take a look at some of our current conditions. Right now it's 80 degrees, but it feels like 82, so still a little bit warm. There's a very slight breeze coming from the east-northeast, just 2 miles per hour. The sunrise tomorrow should be at 7:19 a.m., and it won't be long before the sun goes down tonight. Sunset will be at 7:24 this evening, and it will continue to get even earlier throughout the end of this year as we continue moving toward daylight savings time in November. So the question is, when is it going to finally start feeling like fall? Well, temperatures are starting to cool down, but we're going to have to wait a while for those typical fall temperatures to arrive. Your weekend is going to start off with a pleasant but warm 84 degrees for the high tomorrow, 63 for the low. There should be some nice wind as well, and there's a very slim chance of rain. Just 10% for Shawnee, though. The showers should stay in northwestern Oklahoma, so it shouldn't throw a wrench into any of your weekend plans. Moving right into Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be 85 degrees on both days, a low of 62 on Saturday, and a low of 64 on Sunday. This is going to be a great weekend to go outdoors, tailgate, cook out, whatever you may have planned. After this weekend, it is looking like temperatures will continue to rise, though, still evading those fall temperatures. Monday and Tuesday should be basically the same as the weekend, warm but pleasant with a slight breeze. However, after that, things are really going to start heating up, 87 on Wednesday and then 90 on Thursday. The good news is it will be nice and sunny all week. Lots of vitamin D available for you before winter hides the sun. But you'll want to keep stocking up on those allergy medicines since the temperatures are still pretty warm, pollen counts are still pretty high. Tree and weed pollen are very high today, and mold pollen is high. Conditions are expected to stay the same tomorrow, so definitely be cautious before spending your weekend outside, especially if you are sensitive to ragweed pollen. All in all, your weekend is shaping up to be a moderately warm few days, and next week temperatures will be on the rise as we continue to move into autumn. Back to you, Lindsay.
Thank you, Emma. Changes are coming to Facebook. Last week, Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg announced the development of a long-anticipated Facebook dislike button. Although specific details and release dates have not been revealed yet, many users are voicing their opinions. Some express concern that the new button will fuel cyberbullying and result in low self-esteem, while others believe it will be a useful tool for users to show empathy toward one another.
The second annual Oklahoma City Jazz Festival started this past Monday and runs until Saturday, September 26th. The festival was held in Oklahoma City at the Civic Center Music Hall. Some admission is free, but for more information, go to okcjazzfest.com.
Oklahoma City will host its annual Plaza District Festival this Saturday. Featured events include live music, art displays, and vendors. Free afternoon activities will be available for kids. Local food trucks and vendors will have food for purchase alongside local restaurants. The Plaza District is located on the 1700 block of Northwest 16th Street in Oklahoma City. The event will take place from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. Individuals from 14 years old and older can pick up to volunteer for the event through this website, plazadistrictfestival.com.
Saturday, September 26th is the Family Promise Walk at the Family Promise Center, located at 39604 West Independence Street here in Shawnee. Registration will start at 8:30 a.m. and the walk will begin at 9:15 a.m. Children who attend can enjoy fun inflatables and face painting at the event. The walk will help benefit Shawnee Family Promise, which provides resources for local homeless families, which raising awareness for the organization. For more information, you can go to www.familypromiseshawnee.org.
Nicole Smith went out this week to talk to the Shawnee Junior Service League about pumpkin decorating for a cause.
To some people, fall means the leaves on the trees change colors and the temperatures cool down. But to members of the Junior Service League here in Shawnee, it means the start of their pumpkin decorating fundraiser. All month long, the league has been working to decorate pumpkins to help raise money for community grants at Don's Plants, located on Highland Street.
Don Britton has donated his facility to us every year. I don't know, 30 years? Something like that. He's given us the use of the back part of his facility.
Once they have the pumpkins, it's time to get to work as orders begin coming in.
We wash the pumpkins, we decorate the pumpkins, we paint the pumpkins.
Yeah, we normally decorate anywhere from 700 to the most has been 1,000 pumpkins that we've done, and usually takes 2 weeks, and all of the members come and decorate. So it's a big group effort, and then all of our proceeds go back into the community.
Everyone helps on a volunteer basis to decorate. The number of hours spent can vary.
The total amount of hours we did last year were 700 hours across 50 members.
This year the group has 700 orders to fill. Here at Don's Plants, I'm Nicole Smith, News 30.
National See You at the Pole Day was yesterday, September 23rd. Christian and non-Christian students from across the country participated by gathering at their own school's flagpole to pray together. This was the 25th year for See You at the Pole, where each year Christian student groups express their beliefs and pray for their school and for each other.
Shawnee's local merchants are throwing a block party on Friday, October 2nd to celebrate the near completion of Kickapoo Street construction. Local businesses will be offering special discounts and raffle tickets for a chance to win prizes. The event will be along Kickapoo between MacArthur and Independence from 1 to 7 p.m. Next on News 30, Jermaine Tucker has this week's sports update. Welcome back to News 30.
Here's Jermaine Tucker with this week's sports.
Thank you, Lindsay. The conditions when sizing up a big-time performance in college football this time of year is very important, but here's one thing that doesn't need much context. Oklahoma quarterback Baker Mayfield is amazing to watch. In the Sooners' 52-38 shootout victory over Tulsa last week, Mayfield put on a mind-blowing performance. He accounted for a school record 572 yards of offense and poured 6 touchdowns into the mix as well. The conditions were just right on Saturday, and Mayfield did not disappoint. Mayfield will have another opportunity to make his case for the Heisman when the Sooners take on the West Virginia on Saturday. 90% of the game is half mental. These are legendary words coming from a legend. Yogi Berra, the Hall of Fame catcher, famous for his yogiisms, as well as his record 10 World Series championships with the New York Yankees, has died. He was 90 years old. Berra died of natural causes Tuesday at his home in New Jersey. Berra featured in more World Series games than any other major leaguer and was a 3-time American League MVP. He will be missed. This week, the Shawnee High varsity cross country team placed second in their meet behind Enid. The boys lost by 10 points and the girls lost by 8, with sophomore Casey Rice winning her race by over 20 seconds to place the team second overall. The boys are ranked 3rd in the state and the girls are ranked 7th. The team competes this weekend at Jamboree High School in Stillwater. The OKC Dodgers have completed their first season in Oklahoma City, and I had the opportunity to talk to Alex Freeman, Director of Media and Broadcasting for the Dodgers, about the season. I'm here at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark where we will be discussing the Oklahoma City Dodgers' first season.
Yeah, season was unbelievable, both in terms of on-field performance and in our attendance figures as well. Won 86 games, which set a new team record. We won our division, did it in pretty exciting fashion the final week of the season as well. In terms of the attendance, better than I think any of us could have ever imagined.
The Dodgers won 86 games last season, but lost to the Round Rock Rangers in the playoffs. This was also the team's first year as a Los Angeles Dodgers AAA affiliate.
Yeah, like I said, we were really pleased. You know, this was a different year with the first name under a new rebrand, a new team name, all sorts of different stuff, as well as a complete new affiliation and ownership group as well. And, you know, that first year is always a kind of a feeling out phase, but we felt like everything went smoothly. Obviously, like you said, we're always looking to improve. We already have ideas on the drawing board for next year. How can we improve the fan experience in 2016? And as a leadership team, we're working through that right now.
The home opener will be April 16th, 2016. I'm Jermaine Tucker, Shawnee News 30.
Thank you, Jermaine, for that sports update.
Getting old certainly hasn't stopped this man from having fun. On Wednesday, September 24th, a 105-year-old Japanese man broke the record for the 100-meter sprint of oldest competitor in Kyoto, Japan. It took the man 42.22 seconds to sprint the 100-meter dash, earning himself a world record for a good 105 years and counting.
That's amazing.
It sure is. That's all we have for you tonight.
For updates throughout the week, check us out on Facebook, our Twitter, and YouTube at Shawnee News 30.
Hey, thank you so much and have a good night.